Hey YouTube land, Tycondrius there, doing another action figure review, and today we are having a look at a 3 3/4 inch or 4-inch figure from the folks at Fresh Monkey Fiction. And this is one of their, well, it's under the banner or from the world of Eagle Force, but it has its own unique look. So this is the Blade Cuts Both Ways, and the character name is Frank Walsh. So if you haven't noticed from the image on the box or the actual figure, the way he's dressed, it is a homage or a nod to a 80s action film starring Kurt Russell, aka Big Trouble in Little China. It's very similar to how he was dressed in that, but it's not quite the same thing. So before we have a look at the figure, we'll just have a quick mention of the packaging. So for this outing, we are treated to something slightly different to the usual Eagle Force stuff. So he comes in this box. There's quite a big of a write-up. There's more characters available. So it says, Sonny Yen and Frank Walsh have been framed for a crime they didn't commit. After the shocking murder of Silicon Valley tech icon David Zapper, Levinsky, members of the Allied military strike team Eagle Force Sonny Yen and Frank Walsh become the prime suspects as they flee from the scene. The investigation soon unravels a web of secrets. Ancient Japanese weapons used to commit the crime link Sonny to his mysterious upbringing and by the notorious Black Hand Ninja Clan. The evidence mounts retired Eagle Force Commander Lieutenant Shiro Kawamura mobilizes a team of martial arts experts called the Talon Company to bring them to justice. In a surprise twist, both Sonny and Frank claim their innocence, implicating KO's old foe, Savitar, long believed deceased. Now, Sonny and Frank must unravel a web of deception, pitting loyalty against duty in a race against time to unearth the real killer before it's too late in a world where shadows hold secrets and alliances blur. But will the truth prevail, or will history repeat itself? So you have Frank Walsh, you have Savitar, you have Sonny Yen, the Goblin, and the Fog are other characters. Now, I don't remember seeing any of these other characters when this guy was put up for pre-order. I picked this guy up from Big Bad Toy Store. That could have been pre-orders for them as well. But when you open the box, you're treated to a window display with a Velcro clasp, and then there's a small kind of mini comic style kind of panel on the side, which is kind of nice, giving you a bit more explanation behind the characters. And as I said, the character design is based on a 80s action movie, but the back history for this particular, or the backstory to this particular character, is completely different. So if I just move the character and his little trimmings aside, I just want to showcase these are kind of the previous style Eagle Force boxes that I've gotten. So you can see it's complete difference. They've moved away from this kind of plastic packaging and gone for more cardboard, minimizing the plastic maybe on the content. And then words, these were collector friendly. If I flip around the box, you can see these just have like little clasps that would hold the card backing in. This is different again, but it is in a similar vein where the figure is housed within the packaging, and then you are treated to the figure himself. So all these accessories are actually in the little baggie that comes with the packaging. He's in actually probably best to showcase it. So once you open up the packaging, it is a removable tray. So if you wanted to restore the figure, you could probably do so. So the main figure is here. you have the display stand here, and then all accessories seem to be in this one big size thing. So I'm assuming this is the default size for everyone's accessories, regardless of which figure is in here, because the amount of accessories you get are tiny compared to the size of this actual store spot. So once you have the figure all packed back in, you can put them back on display if you want to. The only difference really these boxes have that the originals don't have on the original one, now it's a bit broken on mine. You had these collector hook, you know, things for hooking onto a peg if you had it, if you wanted to kind of store them that way and have them a couple of rows deep, whereas this doesn't seem to have this, so it's more on a shelf display. This is 01 apparently of the set, and as I said, blade cuts both ways. Now I believe these will be similar to how they are packaging the, what are they called, the Moonlight Soldier ones. I know I'm butchering the name, but it's the kind of the vampire hunter Van Helsing style universal monsters. Now I should say I do have a bit of a cold at the moment, or some sort of chest infection or something. So if you hear me coughing in between stuff, it's just because I'm quite literally choking and dying while I'm recording this. So we are gifted a lot of little hands for this guy. So you got the classic 2 punching hands, left and right. In fact, I actually haven't even looked at the hands on this. I didn't even have to swap out the hands that he came with. He came with his pistol grip hands as a default, so I didn't swap any of them out. He has these outstretched hands, either for gripping or kind of relaxed. I wouldn't say they're completely relaxed hands, but they're more outstretched than anything else. He has a left and right sword grip hand, because he does have pistol hands, so if you can see those there. In fact, actually, let me just double turn on an extra light, so it might give a little bit more illumination. So, and then we have karate chopping hands, I want to say. The hinge on these, compared to the hinge on some of the others, this is the vertical hinge, where you have the kind of more horizontal hinge for the grasping hands. So they go side to side, whereas these go up and down. Same with the punching hands, their ones are side to side as opposed to up and down. These sword hands have an up and down peg on them. And then his pistol trigger finger hands, because he does come with these 2, or is it are they Mac 9, Mac 10 small machine pistols? They're not Uzis, I know that. I want to say they're like Mac 10s, but he does have the vertical hinge as opposed to horizontal hinge on his wrist. So here is the figure himself. He does come with an extra accessory which is loose in that baggie, which is this holster. So if I just slip that off him, he does come with this loose in the bag, which is another accessory, and he does have this teeny weeny little pistol that fits in here. Now it does appear that after squishing it into there, the grip part of it has been a bit mangled, but if you're just going to display him with this on him and not have him holding the pistol, it's probably okay. But he can, or at least should, in theory, be able to hold the pistol. It is a little teeny weeny baby pistol. I'd say it's not even 9. Oh, I don't even think it's a 9mm pistol. It doesn't look like the kind of standard bad guy pistols that you see people wearing. It looks even smaller, but you do get that. You can, as you can see, put it over his shoulders. Just takes a little bit of stretching on the part of the consumer to do that. So you have his head is on a ball joint. It's not exactly a Kurt Russell likeness, but it has a kind of similar hairstyle to what he did in that film. And obviously the facial likeness isn't dead accurate, but it's kind of a hit and miss compared to some of the other head sculpts that they've done, like the one that looks like Arnie, and the one that looks like Keanu Reeves from John Wick. Looks like Keanu Reeves from John Wick. There is a few other kind of figurehead sculpts that they've done that look like the real life people that they're kind of trying to impersonate, and they're pretty cool. So he does have articulation in the shoulders, can rotate all the way around. Shoulders can go up that much. He does have the bicep, or the single elbow joint with a just above 90-degree bend, which is quite nice, and that's on both sides. Does have those hinges with the wrist swivel. As I said, depending on which wrist or hand you have in, gives you which version of the hinge that you have. He does have a waist swivel. There is no ab crunch. I don't believe any of the previous figures had ab crunches. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them to hand, but I think they were all designed mostly with this kind of waist swivel over the mid-section diaphragm joint. So you do have legs can kick forward that much, can kick back just about that. There is a thigh swivel. It is kind of nicely hidden with the camo on the camouflage pants, or the camo pants. He does have double jointed knees. There is boot cut, or boot swivel, and then there is rocker ankles and double peg holes on the feet, because on the base that he comes with a small and large peg. So the idea is the large peg goes into the front peg on the boot. Again, squid shit on there. And then the smaller one goes on the heel of the boot to give him kind of a little bit added stability. But he doesn't really need it. He does stand reasonably well without any of that. I bet you now he'll start flopping forward or something on me after saying that. But he does have that. And as I said, he does have those small, are they Tech 9s? No, Tech 9 was the Robocop pistol, I think. Yeah, I would say Mach 9, Mach 10, kind of small submachine guns. He has two of these that look identical, so he doesn't have anything different on him, but he does hold them quite nicely. You just have to finagle them enough to get them into the trigger guard, into the where the finger goes, and you can either have them up like that. You can have them in that kind of classic waist hip shooting kind of thing, or you can just have them doing a pay and spray sort of kind of thing, where he's not really looking at what he's shooting at and just shooting at in all directions at every given spot. So we'll just bring in the tape measure so you can see how high he is, in fact, or how tall he is. So we will bring that in. So he does stand just a hair around the 4 inches. I do believe they did change out from the first wave of the Eagle Force figures. They did slightly change the body construction a bit on these, so there is I think they're slightly taller now, but we'll bring in some other figures for comparison. So here is a random Joy Toy paratrooper that I have, just happened to be standing by. We have the retro collection G.I. Joe, was it 2023 or 22 Cobra Trooper. So you can see him next to him. In fact, I'm going to throw all these little extra hands into the bag before I lose them. I'm going to throw his stand in there as well. And just close that up and put in the background. We'll bring in something a bit more modern in the Spin Masters line. So there's a Mr. Freeze from Spin Masters. We'll bring in their kind of more movie counterpart stuff. Remove you to the back. Here is their movie version of Penguin. Movie version Penguin is quite tall. I think he was quite a big character himself. One of the Joy Toy maintenance mech, a kind of maintenance crew. Dr. Jones Sr. from the, was it 2008, I believe? No, was it? When did that movie come out? I think it was around 2000. From the 2000 era Indiana Jones line. Unfortunately, my mind's gotten a bit muddied, and for a few things that are non-human, and hopefully we can get them to stand, because they are very, very finicky for standing. And I probably should have chosen something better, but because they're at hand, the Neomorph from Hiya Toys. I'll try and get him to stand. He's not going to stand on against Penguin here. Leg. Is it the leg itself? Not. You can see how tiny these little feet are, so it is quite a tricky guy to stand. And bend the tail a bit to see if we can get it, give it a little bit more stability. Maybe this might work, or not. Just might cause him to flop all over the place. And get him to stand on his tail. There, he's kind of standing. There is the Neomorph from Alien Covenant, and because I have the other one, there is the, is it Protomorph? I think they called it. It's the other one anyway, from the Alien Covenant movie, and again, this one is just as fiddly to stand, but you can see something that's sort of non-human with these guys. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any of my Predator figures to hand, so we'll bring in Dennis Nedry. For some reason his legs are splayed out quite a bit. It's probably from sitting on the motorbike, but there is the Dennis Nedry figure from the Jurassic Park 93 Mattel collection. So you can see just the scaling for this guy is quite nice for any kind of 3 1/4 inch, 4 inch scale figure line. So, excuse me, he does scale up quite nicely with any of those sort of figures. So there you go, guys. I'm going to quickly wrap this up here. And as always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people you think might enjoy this and help me improve my channel and increase my subscriber base. Actually, we're going to throw one last thing in because I have it handy. It's also 80s, and it's just standing beside me. Here is Robo-Kane, who knocks everything over. So, thought that might be the case. But there is Kane next to the, what was he called? Frank Walsh. I keep thinking he's Jack Burton, because that was the name of the character from Big Trouble in Little China, but it's not. It's an homage to him, but it's not him. And I'll just wrap it up here because he's just going to keep knocking things over and killing people. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video review for the Frank Walsh figure. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that subscribe and like button, as I said. Cheers, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Cheers.